this excitement around it, and so I was really inspired by that to go towards it full time. And so, as you mentioned, now we gosh, it was 2013. We started a band back together, and it's a really small team, 4 full-time people.
Okay.
And
all
then,
of them from the original team, or like some new, some old?
Yeah, exactly. So we have the original lead engineer on the team, and then we have actually one of my classmates from graduate school on the team currently, and gosh, one brand new person, a guy who actually worked at Insomniac for a little bit, is an artist, and just kind of a mix of old and new, I guess, and it's been great. So with that team, we've been able to kind of completely redo that student version, kind of maintaining the soul of it, of course, but completely rebuilding it from the ground up. And that's the version that we just released on Steam about a month ago.
Wow.
So it's been quite the ride.
Could you talk a little bit about, I guess, the month leading up to that and then the month afterward? Those must have been 2 pretty different periods of time.
Yeah. So, launch has been very exciting and very interesting. Looking for sensor.
Oh, sorry.
Right there. Leading up to it was just really busy making sure that everything was as perfect as we could get it. It's stressful to launch any game, but especially a game that runs on multiple different platforms. We're compatible with Mac and Windows 8. We also unofficially support Windows 7 and Windows 10, and then 4 different sensors. And so testing every variation of that on every single platform is really an interesting challenge.
What's it like being I guess sort of a game which is on the mass market, but which is sort of heavily designed for these peripherals? Do you have a sense of what percentage of your players?
Can this tell us anything about?
Yeah, that means that the signal's not going through. So that might be. Is it directly in the USB right now?
It is. Yeah. So it's connected via this janky hub on my keyboard. So I'll plug that directly.
Can we try it directly into the computer? Because then that might be actually what the issue is.
But so, do you have I guess an idea of what percentage of your players have bought it on Steam or whatever are using peripherals, or which ones they are?
We don't get that data, so I'm not really sure. But just based on the feedback we've gotten, a lot of people play the game without any of the sensors and seem to really enjoy that experience.
That's good.
Because we really want to make sure that it was a really fun, unique experience with or without the biofeedback. But then we also get a lot of feedback from people who are playing it with Wild Divine sensors or the RealSense technology or the Garmin chest strap. It's I think people are using the full spectrum of the sensors we currently offer. And then we're hoping to support even more sensors. So, our end goal philosophy is sort of a BYOS, bring your own sensor, kind of technique, where it's if you have a Fitbit, if you have an Apple Watch, if you have a Basis Peak, then that would eventually connect with the game. We're not there yet, but we're working towards that. We want to be able to support things that a lot of people already have.
That's really interesting. Would you say that between these different sensors, I mean, some of them are pretty different, right? I mean, this Wild Divine we have here, which is plugged into your ear and sort of measures your pulse, right? But then you also have the Intel RealSense camera, right?
Yeah.
Which uses just, I think, the image of your face and sort of interprets. How does that work?
Yeah, it's kind of like magic. It's cool. It reads your pulse. So all the sensors that we support are good. That's a good sign. Oh.
Yeah, is it bad that it's sort of blinking between good and bad?
Yeah, that's not ideal. I brought spare sensors too. We can try a different one if we want to just make sure that it's not the device itself. Oh, actually, wait. Put it on your ear, and then it might go good. Because if it's not getting a pulse, then it's
okay. So that's what determines if it's good or bad. And also, my ears are funny shaped. So.
Okay.
Well, it looks like we're in good shape. So.
Okay, so I'm going to move this keyboard up there.
Oh, is there room? Oh yeah.
And then we'll play with the mouse, or not with the mouse.
With the controller. Yeah.
And we can just use the keyboard to sort of navigate.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Well, we're almost at the point where we can be playing this, everyone. But yeah, just to finish up that topic, I guess, is there sort of, when you're supporting different sensors, do you find that you're still able to get, I guess, the same kind of, the same kind of information just about their bodily states? Or do different ones sort of target different, different feelings or different emotions?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's amazing. There's so many sensors out there right now that monitor all sorts of different things. For us, we focus on heart rate only, so
Sure.
sensors that read heart rate, because from heart rate variability. It's a really good way of determining, approximating what the player is feeling in terms of feelings of stress and fear and anxiety, which is what we focus on. So across the board, all the sensors we support, we get that same data.
One way or another, also leads back to heart rates.
Exactly. So so the RealSense can get pulse based on the fluctuations in your skin tone, for example. The Mio Link can get your pulse from looking at kind of similar to on your wrist though. And the Garmin chest strap is really cool because that goes directly onto your chest, and so it can get like electrical pulses from your heart.
Wow.
So there's lots of different ways to get heart rate, but in the end for us that's what we're focusing on.
Just everyone? Okay. Okay, sure. Tonight we need to be speaking a little bit louder.
Oh.
Okay. That's cool. We're using a different microphone this time around. Okay, well, I think we're almost at the point where we get to be playing this. We were just talking about some of the different sensors supported. And yeah, so we're going to have Momo play this. And Momo, you have not played this game before, is that correct?
I haven't played this, but I saw this at IndieCade, so I saw someone play this.
Okay, so you have an idea of what you'll experience, but you haven't actually been in there yourself.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
All right, very cool.
And if you want, I can put in the secret code that will skip you to maybe the second level if you want to kind of jump right into the meat of it. Or you can start in the first level if you want, or we can throw you into the third level if you're feeling really
I think I'll start at the first level.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Good stuff.
All right.
You can do that there, actually.
Oh,
'cause we
over here?
swap some stuff so that the
And
wires
then
are
let's
on
put
it.
the sensor
Well,
on so
but
we
she
can
needs a
start getting
sensor.
the...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but the sensor goes back.
Oh, it's still on the extension? Oh, great.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Fantastic. I'm gonna go just, put the lights back down so that we can all get a little...
So should I go to that sensor?
Yeah, let's see. And let's give it a few seconds to
I feel
see.
The second I put this on, my heart rate's gonna start beating faster.
There we go. We're in business.
Good.
So it'll take a few moments to build up this data set. This data set's it just gives you sort of a baseline rating, but it'll be totally full by the time you jump into the main meat of the game. So so you don't need to worry about it filling on the screen. Yeah, we're ready to roll.
I already calibrated
You got this, Mama. Don't be scared.
It's possible we may have lost audio.
Really?
Yeah, there should be audio here.
Do you want me to... I think that's from the system restart,
Oh.
which I forgot to fix that.
I think...
Is it fine if we just back up real quick?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I mean, now that we know the sensor's all in good shape. That
Can you just
shouldn't
hit
impact
start?
anything.
I can't do anything because all I have is a mouse plugged in. So I
Call
think
it a day.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
That's the thing, so-
That's quit. Yeah.
so-
That's good.
Which,
All right, so sorry about that. For those who just didn't hear that, we're just gonna restart this so that we can make sure to get the audio. Because what's a horror game without being able to hear the things trying to eat you?
Otherwise, I would have to sing over what the audio is, and no one wants to hear it.
Sure, we could get an acapella chorus
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
All right, everyone, it's raining now.
Yeah, exactly. Open the door. Yeah, no one wants that.
Okay, that sounds good.
exactly.
In fact, I might have over-accommodated then.
We got some new donations.
We got some donation. Okay,
Awesome.
what's their name? Do we have their name?
I don't know.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yay! Thank you.
You're awesome.
And all the donations go to CHLA, right? Children's Hospital
Yes.
Los Angeles.
Yes,
That's
that is
awesome.
correct.
That's a great institution. All right, audio and everything. So this is your first day of work. You just came in, and
oh, actually.
you may want to lower the sensitivity down a little bit. I know on the controllers by default it's super sensitive, so there's no shame in that if you want to reduce that.
You can just hit start
Okay.
and go to
The
options.
donation was from someone in Salience.
And Salience.
So
Oh,
if you
awesome.
go to input,
And Salience, thank you so much. Every little bit counts, and I really appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
It's going
You
to a
just
great
go to the
cause.
I can.
Wait.
Oh.
This is...
Oh, there we go. And you might want to roll go all the way down. It's like super sensitive on controllers, usually. Yeah. That's probably.
So it says mouse sensitivity, but would that also affect the controller?
Yes, yeah. We never were able to settle on a actual good term for that.
Sure.
So it just
Okay,
stayed
makes
as mouse
sense.
sensitivity.
Do you think that's too low, or seems pretty low to me?
Pretty slow.
Okay, we can.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the middle point then.
Yeah, if you hit start again.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need you to be able to do anything because I don't have the keyboard really. Let's do that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That seems good.
Good.
So can I interact with them?
These are some of our Kickstarter backers, so this is more just to kind of give you some intro story into kind of the Neurostalgia Institute, which is where you work. So
And am I right that that was Laird Malamed there?
yeah,
Very cool. That's
Yeah.
Laird, who is the chief operating officer of Oculus VR, and also a part-time professor at USC.
yeah, he was actually one of the professors I worked with when building the student version of Nevermind. So he had a lot of he was so much insight and so much help, and it was really great to kind of get his perspective as we were building it out. So. Yeah.
That's really cool. I also saw a friend of mine, Amanda Tassi, in there, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I worked on a project with her, Mirror Lab. That's so funny to.
And I noticed the shirt. Mirror Lab is awesome. Yeah.
Thank you,
Such
thank
a
you.
beautiful game.
Yeah, that's.
All right.
So you're a neuroprober.
Mm-hmm. So this actually reminds me one thing that I should mention for everyone watching. The Nevermind does deal with a lot of very disturbing themes and imagery. So if anyone's really sensitive to things around psychological trauma, themes. I don't want to give away too much, but I also want to make sure everyone knows what they're getting into if they're watching this. Themes of things like kidnapping, things like suicide, things like car accidents, firearms. Just be aware of that. The fact that this game does touch on those themes. So, moving forward.
Absolutely. Like, content warning is really important. I think it's good that you call that out. I think it's nice how you do have this sort of very diegetic, I agree button, right? People do have to sort of acknowledge what they're getting into and stop to think about it.
It's great to. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, sorry. Steve asked what does diegetic mean, which I guess is a little slangy or jargony. Sorry. Diegetic means like a diegetic menu, for instance, is a menu which actually exists in the game, like not just some weird abstract layer of UI, but maybe like out of rocks. So in this case, the diegetic consent thing is you're playing as this employee, and it's just saying, "Hey, employee, do you consent to this?" But also meaning like, "Hey, player, do you consent to this?" Yeah, that is the word.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
All right. Achievement unlocked. First day of work.
Very good.
This is pretty.
Thank you. And so there's a couple of other Kickstarter shout outs in the wall and on the magazine. So
Man. This funny, just sort of corporate lobby is such a great place to get some of that stuff in there, you know?
it's so much fun. It was, yeah. I had a blast trying to incorporate some of the images and the names and into the game.
Yeah. Are those different doctors on the different floors? Are they backers or just sort of characters in the game? Oh, they're also backers?
They're all backers. Yep.
Very cool. Oh, I'm sorry, who's that?
Ooh, thank you, Drew.
Drew! Oh my god, Drew! Yo, that is so good, man. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you. So we're bringing this to Oculus Rift, and even this office area is I love just hanging out in it in VR, because it's so calming and just yeah. So there's some more Kickstarter backers there.
That's really what would you say sort of it seemed like you do have very purposefully calming, soothing, relaxing scenes. Would you say that is the purpose of that to sort of give players a break, or to maybe sort of first set them up before you knock them down, or like, sort of how do those relate to the rest of the content?
Yeah, I mean, I guess a little bit of both. We do want to make sure the pacing is not all intensity all the time, because one, that's just not fun, and I think it's important just for storytelling to have sort of that pacing. But also, I think, it's this is a type of game that's dealing